Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. Everybody in the crew, I mean, with him.
Tank stopping a lot of people. You know, probably felt like, man, we fought when we were some little kids.
Right.
Man, I'm about to knock you out.
Keith Thurman voiced skepticism about Crawford's chances, highlighting Canelo's speed, defense, and experience. He recalled a time when Canelo wasn't interested in fighting Crawford, comparing it to the Amir Khan bout, which presented high risk with minimal reward.
One weight class. 68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
I think he's a little bit concerned, having spoke to him in the past, that if he beats a guy that's coming up from 147 to 168, is he really going to get the respect for that?
Caleb Plant added that Canelo may have lost some of his sharpness and isn't quite at his peak. He described the matchup as stylistically intriguing and praised Crawford's unique skill set. Plant chose not to predict a winner, saying he'd simply enjoy watching the fight as a fan.
He's a very good fighter. I like how he fights, but that's why there are weight classes.
Yeah,
and he knows now.
He knows now. You think he felt that?
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez also chimed in, calling it a great fight overall, but favoring Canelo due to the size difference. While acknowledging Crawford's superior ring IQ, he suggested that Bud should first test himself in the super middleweight division before taking on Canelo directly.
Wow.
Friend, but it's crazy, man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo?
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence is different man. Terence work in two sides. Two sides.
Right.
And a switch hitter. He's a switch hitter.
Yes. Right and left. But it's very smart, man. It's very, very, very smart.
Dimitri Bivol, one of only two men to beat Canelo, shared his thoughts, calling it an intriguing fight. He believes Crawford could pull off the upset if he sticks to his strengths: movement, distance control, and switching stances. Bivol's insight carries weight, given he's already beaten Canelo himself.
I think it's a good fight. I think, listen, everybody can do what they want to do, and if he believes in himself, then go for it. Why not? I think he's an awesome fighter. Both of them are. Both of them are exceptional fighters, and I would be one of the people paying for a pay-per-view to watch it.
Is the skill level of Crawford equalize the weight, in your opinion?
I think if they fought, they'd obviously be the same weight, would they not? Yes. So
Crawford going from 47 to 68.
Maybe he would bring Canelo down to 60 or 54 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite?
I don't really have a favorite. I like both fighters. Both very different skill fighters in their own ways.
Building on that, the Wade concept noted that while 168 lbs is a big weight class for Crawford, Canelo himself is often the smaller man in his own division. Crawford echoed this view, arguing that many people overstate the size gap, pointing to Tyson Fury's recent loss to Alexander Usyk as proof that size isn't everything in boxing.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford want to challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
Offering a more analytical perspective, The Wade concept addressed the narrative around Crawford's size, suggesting it's often overblown. He argued that Crawford doesn't look small and has transitioned smoothly between weight classes, handling the moves without significant issues.
That dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your.
Yeah, I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, you know, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways.
Continuing his rebuttal, Crawford criticized Davis's recent performance against Lamont Roach, accusing Tank of theatrics in the ring, particularly pointing to a moment where Davis took a knee. Crawford argued that even without that moment, Tank didn't do enough to win the fight.
When people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a him. Everybody in the cool with, I mean, with him.
Crawford responded by addressing the financial aspect of the sport head-on. He stated that making money is a necessary part of professional boxing and chasing big fights is standard. Crawford emphasized that his interest in fighting Canelo isn't just about the money. It's also about taking on the biggest challenges available.
Crawford needs the money.
Crawford needs the money?
Yeah, he needs the money.
You think he had a chance to win? But what makes you say that? You know, I mean,
he needs the money. I'm telling you.
Does he have a chance to win though?
Top Rank ain't paying like that, and they ain't paying like that.
So you don't
see? They ain't paying like that.
He's going up three or four weight classes. You think the chances of him?
That's why he say why he don't like me. That's the real shit.
Going up those weight classes to face him, you know, how can you convince fans that he can beat Canelo?
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. He's a good fighter.
Fueling the controversy further, Davis expressed suspicion over Crawford's undefeated run, especially across multiple weight divisions. He referenced Crawford getting caught by Yuriorkis Gamboa in the past and questioned how Bud has stayed untouched lately. Davis even brought up concerns involving snack nutrition, alluding to the infamous Balco scandal and Victor Conti's past, suggesting something might not be right behind the scenes.
This guy is great at what he do. He got. And another thing, bro, I don't be wanting to. How these guys is. Then he get hurt against
Madrimov.
Who?
There you talk about Crawford got touched by Madrimov. Is that what you
No,
said?
he got clipped by Gamboa, right?
Yeah.
Right? What the fuck is he's looking this strong over the past year? I mean, these years. He ain't been getting clipped or nothing. So now. That's that snack shit. I'm telling you. Y'all laugh. I'm telling you. And that guy that a part of it, he been caught before. He went to jail for it.
Doubling down, Davis claimed that Crawford's real motivation for chasing a fight with Canelo is the payday, not competition or legacy. According to Tank, the financial reward is the true driving force behind Crawford's pursuit of the bout.
What's going on with you and Gervonta?
If I'm a boxer, he a boxer, you a boxer, we all need the money.
I ain't doing it for free.
I'm just as confused as you. I said, huh? I was just like, oh, that's crazy.
Not one to remain silent, Gervonta Davis fired back, labeling Crawford a hater and criticizing people who judge him without knowing him personally. Davis stressed that those forming opinions without any direct interaction, like Crawford, lack genuine insight, and their opinions don't affect him.
He is.
And he started counting, then stopped
it.
Like, they said, hey, you better stop counting. Oh.
Wow.
Hey, don't do that again.
You being a boxing aficionado, you think Gervonta won that fight?
No, I don't think he won without the knockdown. You know, I thought it was a close. It was a close fight, you know, but I would have gave the edge to Roach. He fought a great fight. Gervonta fought a great fight as well, but I just think he was overconfident.
As tensions escalated, Crawford didn't hold back when speaking about Gervonta Davis. He openly expressed his dislike for Tank's personality, calling him an arrogant little dude. Though he respected Davis's talent in the ring, Crawford made it clear he was not a fan of his demeanor or attitude.
I was going to ask you about that. A lot of people making a big deal about the weight. You just walked in here. You don't look like a 54 right now. You're looking a little more solid these days. And I don't know if this was something I got trolled into on Twitter, but I saw you'd stepped on a scale at 180, around 180-ish.
Yeah.
So you're not having any trouble.
In a surprising twist, Errol Spence Jr., despite his heated rivalry with Crawford, threw his support behind Bud in a potential fight with Canelo. While Spence didn't offer a specific prediction, he made it clear he'd be cheering for Crawford, win or lose.
I just think a lot of people is adopting other people's thoughts.
Okay, the group think.
Yeah, okay. You know, a lot of people not thinking for themselves. They just,
you can say that about a lot in today's day and age. You know,
they hear something on social media and then they just run with it.
Ah man, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I've been known. Canelo's the bigger guy. I've seen Canelo in person.
Yeah.
Even for him, 168 is a big weight class.
Facts, and he's always the smallest person in his division. When you got Usyk fighting Tyson Fury, you know, Tyson Fury was the massive fighter over Usyk, and you know, the bigger guy didn't win.
Echoing the intrigue, heavyweight champion Tyson Fury called the potential clash a fascinating matchup. He praised both fighters as elite-level athletes and revealed his own excitement, saying he would gladly pay to watch the bout live on pay-per-view.
Who do you think has more power out of the two?
Canelo, of course. He got used to this weight class more than Crawford. He needs to get used to this power, even he's big.
So how does Canelo beat Crawford? Do you think that's a stoppage?
He could beat him, he could stop him. It could happen anyhow, you know, from both of the sides. And Canelo, of course, will try to find some hard punch. I don't know, but I think it's an interesting fight against Crawford, of course. The best fighters in their weight classes, different styles. Just need to do his job, what he's doing well. You know, he's changing his stance. He's moving a lot, you know, he's keeping distance. Like this he could win, of course, not with changing punches.
On the opposite end, Alexander Usyk voiced strong support for his friend Terence Crawford. Usyk not only backed Crawford's abilities, but added some humor, calling him a crazy man. He confidently predicted that Crawford's technical skill would be enough to defeat Canelo.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try and test the waters, even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall.
Adding more layers to the debate, Canelo Alvarez shared his thoughts on Crawford. He praised Crawford's talent and fighting style, but noted that he tends to move a lot in the ring. Canelo, who favors a toe-to-toe brawl, stated bluntly, "For me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money." He further claimed that Crawford may underestimate the challenges of moving up in weight just because of his talent, warning that the reality is far more difficult.
No, I don't think it's the same Canelo. Not quite, but also I kind of figured it was going to be like that, honestly. You know, I heard Canelo say in the interview, like, I don't really like fighting guys who move around that much like that, and William Skull being a Cuban fighter, like, I knew he was going to do that. It's a stylistic matchup, you know, and William Skull don't fight nothing like Terence Crawford. So we're not going to see the same type of fight come September. I think we're going to see a great fight. You know, you may think about it for a second and say, oh, well, there's weight classes for a reason, right? But Crawford's a special guy, you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's going to be a great fight, and I'm just a fan on that one. You know, I just want to see a good fight, and I think it will be.
Gervonta Tank Davis recently stirred the pot by criticizing Terence Bud Crawford, calling him a fool for pursuing a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Davis questioned Crawford's intentions, suggesting that money, not legacy, is the main motivator. In response to Tank's remarks, British promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in. While Hearn acknowledged Crawford as a generational talent with exceptional skill, he expressed doubt about Crawford's chances against Canelo, citing the Mexican star's superior size, power, and experience as key advantages.
I mean, can he win? Yes. Will he win is the big question, you know, because the potential of speed, high quality defense, you know, we saw it in the last fight. It's those little mistakes that end up having big consequences against Canelo, right? Floyd, Bivol, where's the mistakes? You gotta be, you know, you gotta get that 10 out of 10. You don't make mistakes, you know? It's like Tiger Woods, you don't miss putts, you know? 20 feet out don't matter, you know. You gotta be sharp up against Canelo. Okay. I remember Canelo talking about not wanting to fight Crawford because it just reminded him of fighting Amir Khan, right? Fighting the smaller guy, nothing to really gain, and if he wins, they're just, you know, there's nothing to really say. You know, when you have a legacy like that, he gets to choose what he wants to do with his legacy. What I love about Canelo and his career is watching him evolve after the Floyd Mayweather performance, right? When he was young, he's always flat-footed, but when he was young, flat-footed, and didn't have diversity to his style, and he got schooled. And what's the purpose of going to school if you're not gonna learn and get educated? And so when they went back to the drawing board, they didn't go back to the drawing board as a stubborn mule. They said, hey, what can we learn? Maybe there's something to this evasiveness. And just ever since then, you know, it's been Canelo 2.0. And I think we've all enjoyed Canelo 2.0.
With voices from all corners of the boxing world weighing in, anticipation for a potential Crawford versus Canelo showdown continues to skyrocket. Fans are eager to see if this dream matchup will become reality. One thing's for sure. If it happens, it could go down as one of the most thrilling showdowns in recent boxing history.